Good morning, everyone. My name is Anne-Marie Band. This is the Moneyball Morning Report for the Benzinga Pro platform. Today's Friday, May the 5th. We just had the job numbers come in, and they are fairly extraordinary. Extraordinary in the way that we might go, no way. So what that's done is push the market up. I'm not quite sure, good news, bad news, whatever. But we are in a little bit of a bounce pattern. But what we do know about these job numbers is that they continually get revised down. So they come in good, people trade whatever number they think they are seeing, and then it turns right around and, they revise in the follow-up months and nobody cares. So what this should tell us is that this is just a reactionary space, and it's not really real, as it were. So let's jump into what we are seeing. We've got some clear levels. I'm not really marking up anything else right now, because what we are looking at is any chance that we get to see the high test of the prior day. That was pre-market action, incidentally. We never really hit that area during the regular trading hours. And here we are at this pretty fair resistance zone. I suspect sellers will try to come in here and push us off of these levels, but we're going to let them exhaust. Remember, the key is, can we see a topping formation before we participate? And so how does that look? Sound like a little bit of a broken record here, but the topping formations or the bottoming formations, they look the same. It is the process of finding a bottom, breaching resistance first, and pulling back and holding the low. Now notice what we did here. This is a very unusual space in the sense that we broke out and then lost a level we felt should be a higher support zone. But at the end of the day, we just need to go back a little bit more and go, wait a second, we did actually hold that 40.85 area. And so that's what a bottoming formation looks like. Look at how long this took, right? This is 7 hours of trading giving us the retest. So don't rush it. Things are happening here. What do we expect? Of course, news information gives us a volatility expansion of price. We're going to go up into these resistance areas, and then the sellers, they're going to try and take over, right? At the end of the day, we just have to look at the regions and say, what do I want to do? Do I want to go long? I don't want to chase this, right? But I would like for it to come back and hold a higher low. We do have a megaphone here, right? This is a broadening formation, higher highs and lower lows. Those get difficult to trade when we're assessing risk. Let's take a look at the Qs this morning. What we should see is a pretty good bounce in oil, so we're going to take a peek at that too. The Qs holding in the range, sideways formations, folks. Take a look. From a daily perspective, we came right into that 13,000 area, and then we began to bounce, just like we talked about. Now, where are we? We are above the close of 2 days ago. So we are trying to flesh out resistance. My thought is that the pullbacks are going to give us a buy zone into the region. We've had a lot of trending Fridays. I'm not sure today is going to be a trending Friday, but if it is, what's it going to look like? Well, it's going to look like the hold of 13,084. If it holds that region after bouncing, pulls back, gives us a higher low, then we've got an opportunity for more upside pressure. Or if it collapses and loses that 13,080 level, we are very likely to come back and retest these edges at the bottom. This chart is very, very sideways. Very sideways. We could go in any direction. Let's take a look at oil. So this, yeah, absolutely. We expect to see a bounce in oil when the job numbers look good. And so price action is showing us that we've got bounce action that could easily take us up into the 71.50 area. What's going on here in oil? I don't know, but there's something going on here in oil. One of my colleagues suggested that a fund might be blowing up, but I really don't know. What I do know is the following. Every single bounce here has been sold. This huge expansion into the fade immediately got bought. That's technical buying for the wick to move so quickly, so fast. You could see that really on a 5-minute chart. There was a huge wick. And so what we want to see is, can price action get up into the 71.50, pull back and hold? Really, we want to hold the low of the overnight, which is 68.58. So I'm in a little bit of a wait state here. My suspicion is this is something to short. If this expands up into this area, we're just going to run into a bunch of trapped buyers. And those trapped buyers are going to be anywhere from 71.40 into 72.60. Okay, lastly, let's take a look at gold. These proxies have been very, very interesting. Watch the fade off of this motion. Listen, my suspicion has been this is exhaustion and it's going to pull back. There was nothing telling me, hey, you better buy this breakout. I just don't like it. I don't like it simply because relative to everything else and relative to prior price motion, everything says you're going to have to get out. If you're long, get out at the top of these things. Now, what are we doing? We're retesting the high of the prior week. Buyers are going to try and come in here. If they don't, we're going to start to slip down into 1991. My sweet spot here for, hey, where are you going to consider buying? I like this 1950 area. That's what I'd be looking at. That concludes the futures event. We'll start with the ETFs next.